another episode of Collaborate and Pull Together, where we highlight all things arm wrestling on and off the table, growing the sport one positive event, one positive occurrence at a time. Today, I have a special episode. We have joining us the High Five Club guys, Chris and Will, great founders of that. We got Matt Fish from upstate New York, and we got Steve Fernandez of New York, Tri-state New York Armwrestling. So thank you guys again for tuning in and for joining. I know that the High Five Club guys, they got a busy schedule coming up. They got a busy schedule every 2 seconds which way they turn. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right on into it. Tell us, this sea of purple that I keep hearing about. By the way, purple is my wife's favorite color.
Nice.
So
it's also my favorite
loved
color.
it. She loved it. She loved the entire concept, and when she had fun helping me create the thumbnail that I was working on, just changing things up a little bit and making it as special as it deserves to be. So tell us about the sea of purple that's coming our way, these waves.
Oh, should I or shall you? I mean, take the reins, Chris. Tell them about the tsunami that's coming.
Yeah. So we know that there was unfortunately, the community was struck by the Arnold Classic not being there in 2024. And obviously, we were on the same boat, right? It sucked. We were there, I want to say just the year before that. And I was there also as a spectator the year before that. And it sucked because it's like, man, that was like such a big goal for a lot of people in the community. And it was like kind of one of the pillars of, what we have here in the States in terms of top level, like tournaments. So, we were there at the Arnold. Will did the honors of actually proposing in front of the Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that was an awesome.
Thankfully, she said yes. She said yes.
Super cool. So through his fiance kind of manages and put together the whole animal cage, which got booth of the year. And
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
It was awesome. I was able to sit in the cage. It was a sick event. So in doing so, we ended up getting to meet the CEO that runs the Arnold right underneath Arnold, and got to meet with essentially the person that manages sports at the Arnold. We got on a call with them and we kind of expressed how the community really wanted to be back there. I mean, we were willing to kind of give our experience from the pay-per-views that we've had as ultimately like our resume to show that, we're going to do our part to try to help elevate the sport. He was like, right on, we love what you're doing, and we think there's a lot that you can offer to the expo itself. So from that point, we're like, all right, how do we get all these arm wrestlers to the Arnold while still creating that same qualification process? Again, you mentioned it, we barely have time with all the pay-per-views. We realized, hey, there's actually tons of people in the community that are already great at running tournaments. Again, we could try to throw one here and there, but there's people that do it all the time. So instead of trying to figure it out on our own, it's like, why not just reach out to the community, see who's interested, and, leverage their communities and say, all right, Steve knows New York way better than I could ever say I know New York. And there's people out in Texas, for example, in the 98 and PA where they know their communities best. So, we kind of put the announcement out there, any promoters out there, we'd love to work with you. And, we had the privilege of getting people like Steve to reach out and kind of trust in us to work with them. That's where this is coming from. Like you say all the time, right? It's the rising tide. We're one of those ships too,
Well, I mean, it is absolutely true to your statement, for the people, by the people. You guys have really, really stayed true to that. Your integrity on that statement shows in how you guys are operating. It really, it's a genuine and authentic message that I personally am so happy that and honored that I have the opportunity to highlight you guys. Well, I don't know how many podcasts you guys have been on since you've made your own announcements, but I'm honored that I could be a part of that journey.
100%. We truly appreciate it. We're so excited because, not just bringing arm wrestling, back to the Arnold Classic. We're bringing back the left arm as well, which only happened, I think, once, maybe like in one of the beginning years, but the history of it's a little rough. But left arm wrestling will be at the Arnold Classic. And of course, if you win your right arm weight class, thank you, at the Arnold Classic, you will be guaranteed a spot on a future pay-per-view. Left arm, just about the same. It's just more dependent on the matchup, right? Because it's a little harder to find left arm matches, but we just really wanted to create a road, right, for these athletes. We know that if you're an elite puller, right, we can get you a super match, right? But those guys that are winning state tournaments, that are doing the local, rounding around all the tournaments in the local areas, maybe across the United States, but they haven't really been able to find the avenue or the roadmap, right, to get to an international pay-per-view. We want to make that happen, and to say that you're an Arnold Classic arm wrestling champion, right? Because that does hold weight in itself.
Yep. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for even having even calling out. So we're working together, man. I just want to appreciate, I appreciate so much from both of you guys. Yeah, so this is going to be huge. You guys throw, I'm saying, every single tournament, every single super match, everything that's about you guys is top notch. And just I don't know if everybody knows this, but the color purple is royalty. That's what it stands for. If you guys don't know this, okay. Just so if you guys know, okay. All right, just if you guys don't know, back in times, only kings and so on and so forth wore purple. The reason being is because they were royalty. All right, so but in general, beyond the colors and the waves of purple, the royalty that's going on through this whole, I want to say world now, because I wouldn't at first I would say states, but now it's going on worldwide. So I just want to say thank you so much for reaching out for me, letting me be part of this, honestly. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without promoters like you, with athletes like you guys, with people who are truly in love with the sport. Right. That's why Chris and I do this. We love the sport. We just had a ridiculous practice yesterday, and the whole car ride over here, we're like, dude, I feel like broken glass.
That's the best problem to have after.
Yeah, let's do it next week.
I just took off my free sleeves, coach. Just like, I don't want to look like I'm crippled right now. Let me just take them off. And I put them there on the side. I'm like, baby, put them in the freezer. I'm going to put them right back on as soon as I'm done. So,
yeah, we were training with Merlot, and it sucks, but he's not able to make it. But in 2 weeks now, right? Yeah,
in 2. Oh, that's bit. Nobody knows this yet. Well, kind of a little bit, but yeah. Go for it. Tell them.
July 7th, if you guys are free, 5 to 8, our normal practice. We're gonna have Don Underwood there. He's visiting the New York, New Jersey area, so by all means, he wants a big practice and wants to get a good workout in. So let's not disappoint.
Yep.
Nice.
That's gonna be an awesome event with Don, because that's Hollywood right there.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, does he still go by Hollywood? I know he's kind of gone back and forth with that.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, he's just super chill. He's like, he just wants to meet everybody in the area. So.
Absolutely, definitely check out that practice. The High Five Club always runs one of the best practices that I've gotten to attend, I have to say.
Thank you.
And on a personal note, I want to thank you guys for bringing arm wrestling back to the Arnold's, because I was at not last year, but the last year they were hosting.
Yeah, when we all competed. Yep.
Yeah, you did great.
Yeah, I got to compete there, and when I found out, I was heartbroken. I was like, oh man, who's going to step in? Who's going to do this? Who's going to rise to the occasion? And I could not have picked a better group of guys to do so. You guys are bringing the community together. You're having a qualifier with Steve. I hear there's a qualifier, as you said, with 98 in Texas. And I got a couple of the other states that are here,
Virginia,
purple as well.
All over, man. All over.
They're all over in the States, but not just the States. We got Canada, we got Korea, we got Japan. I'm loving that you guys are bringing this community together under one roof, which is beautiful.
Yeah,
worldwide.
That's been our goal for a long time. Is I've been in the sport in reality for a pretty short period of time. I've been a fan for well over a decade, but competing wise now just for about 2 years. Chris for almost 9 now, and all I knew was just like the people around here. And Chris has done just an amazing job of opening my eyes to these countries that people are forgetting about, right? Like there are people in Japan that are incredible, in Korea that are incredible, in the Philippines that are incredible. As you know, in Puerto Rico, all around the world, these athletes are awesome. And what's stopping them, I want to say, in a way, is they don't have that avenue, or they don't see how the road to being one of the best in the world, how do they do it? So we want to facilitate that as much as possible.
Yeah, right. I think there's that misconception. It's essentially your social media presence.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
We just have to be big on Facebook or YouTube to get any type of attention. And I think that's kind of what the Arnold helps provide, right? It's we're trying to make it like a global tournament. So when we get some of these athletes to come over from Bulgaria or Poland and all these other countries that we're working with, you can really test all right, how do I do in this world stage without having to go overseas? It's coming into my backyard.
Right.
That's huge. I love that. I just want to note that we got Troy from Pennsylvania in the chat. What's up, Troy? Big time supporter of all things arm wrestling Northeast and a hell of an arm wrestler himself.
Mm-hmm.
We got Liam, who's one of my newest recruits. He's an up and coming new guy in the sport. Got No Team Arm Wrestling League from Puerto Rico.
What's up, guys?
Wondering actually, are we gonna have a qualifier possibly in Puerto Rico? That would definitely be an epic.
There could be.
Hey, let me tell you something. If you need somebody to shoot down to Puerto Rico, you let me know, man. When you guys
let me know, man. I'm happy. I got a place down there. I got a place for you guys to crash if you want with me too. You know.
That's funny.
So
great. I'm loving that you guys are literally embodying what this podcast is about, though. You're collaborating with other entities and other organizations to pull together to bring this sport to the next level. And it's all positive vibes, right? And that's what I love to focus on here. And to be able to have the opportunity to do so is even greater, because we live so close. So that anytime that you guys have supported my barbecues, you guys have came in full force at my barbecues. Not gonna lie, I think there was about at least 15 of your guys there.
Yeah, it was intense. It was awesome.
Yeah, we were watching on the live streams. I'm like, Kevin, you got this. I know it sucks. Cool, but yeah,
it was awesome. It really was. The barbecue was awesome, man. All you guys being there too was great, man.
So what else is coming? So we bring the left arm back. That's awesome. I like that because my left arm is coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
It's back, and I think it's stronger than it's ever been, and much more technical too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to see how it does this weekend at Nationals for myself.
Nice.
Thank you. Will I see you there?
No, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. Yeah, we have plans, and my wife, she's been going to all the arm wrestling events. Like when she says she wants to do something, I'm like, all right, yeah,
time for a little family vacation.
Yeah,
I can respect that. I understand that.
But don't worry, there will be an arm wrestling table on vacation. That's a guarantee. No, but yeah, best of luck with that. That's going to be awesome. But I know what you were about to say is, what else can you expect from us? Well, all I'll say is, one of the coolest things that getting to work with, the organizers of the Arnold was, they didn't just want to see arm wrestling like in its former capacity. They wanted something bigger and better. And who does bigger and better than the high five? Absolutely fucking nobody. So tournament will be Friday all day long at the booth. We're hoping we can have at least 300 plus entries. Who knows? I don't know, but it's going to be all day long. And then the finals will happen Saturday on the main stage for 2 hours this time. And then Saturday after finals, we're planning on having round robins, super matches, and a ton of more arm wrestling content all day Saturday and all say Sunday. Look out for seminars from some of the biggest people in the sport. We have a special handle that we've designed that's coming out, the High Five Arm Wrestling Training handle. That's not the actual name. I don't know what way to call it, but that's going to be coming out as well. Obviously new merch. We're going to be having a party all weekend long at our booth, and it's going to be absolutely crazy.
Awesome.
So I did see some on Facebook, a couple of questions about the qualifiers. Are they set in stone? Are they kind of like fluid with their dates? What's going on with that? And who should people be reaching out to speak to about their qualifiers or local ones? Is there, any like central place that they should go to, or is there, a person that they should reach out, like in Texas, for instance, or in California if you have one in there?
New York.
You guys have like
me.
I know for New York, yeah, Steve Fernandez is your guy to go to talk to, and I'll be sharing his links later. They're all in the description, by the way, down below, so you can get in contact with him there. But do you guys have like a set? Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I was just gonna say, in terms of the essentially running list that we're gonna have that's rolling out soon. So far we do have New York essentially locked in, as well as Virginia, like you can see on that. We're in the process of, obviously PA is locked in as well, and those dates are already kind of set in stone. There's certain details that we're working on in terms of like venues for certain ones, but for the most part, those are already locked in. We're working ones, for example, like in Florida and in Arizona, Colorado. Those we're working on the dates and details for. So in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll have that list, and we'll essentially have like the point of contacts or like the leagues to reach out so you can get more information.
Yep.
In Texas, we're looking at somewhere close to like November, essentially, is when theirs is going to be. But yeah, essentially look at our socials and really reach out to us. Like if shoot us a DM, we'll point you in the right direction. If not, we'll send you to the right league to reach out to.
I have their links down below for the High Five Club, as well as in the chat. And if you take your phone, take a screenshot of the screen right here, right now, you'll get a QR code that links you to their link tree to all their socials. So it's all in a nice one little place that you can follow them. And be sure to check out their content, guys, because I gotta say, I love when I'm doing my workouts. I look for good content that I can put on, loop, and I happen to like watching their stuff.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, it amps you up. Even all their knuckles up. I want to say their videos before they put them up of all the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's like I love those videos. That's what makes me want to go and watch it again and see it again and watch it live. That's what makes that. Some people don't understand that. That's what makes your venue, everything that you're putting together, that video, that's what people really want. That's what amps you up to want you to go.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You remember that one, Will and Chris, the main one that's like this, that the guy's chanting like that?
Oh,
yeah.
That's one of the biggest fucking, that's you, bro.
That's you.
I know that's you. Dude, that's probably, I don't know. I want to say maybe at least 30 different times I put it on just because of that amping. It's just so sick. You know what I mean? And that's what attracts me. That's what attracts people to that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So
I'm trying to remember what I was saying now.
I don't know.
I think I was saying all fucking day. I think that's what I was saying. I gotta look back at the clip.
It wasn't even just the clip, but it was also the music that went to it.
Oh, I do.
That's what also amped you up so much, is because what you were doing, the music that was behind you was just like, I gotta fucking go to this place. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So sick. So sick.
Can't wait for you guys to see the graphics that come out for the.
Oh my god, they're so sick.
I'm excited for that, man.
Nice.
I am very much excited.
I can't wait.
Soon. Yeah, that's so. You already see like VAL theirs is coming out already, so those are pretty sick. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, the VALs is great. I love Virginia, what they're doing in Virginia. The graphics are amazing. The quality of it, it definitely looks like a very high, as high level as it's supposed to be. And speaking of high level, you guys have raised the bar high for our pros. You've raised the bar high for the amateurs. You made it very inclusive to be a part of this community. With that being said, there's a gentleman on the screen that's actually starting at a different venture, which I really think is a perfect combination, because you guys are up here, operating here and vibrating here, and we got another gentleman vibrating at the same level, but with high schools. And Matt Fish of Upstate Armed Force, Adirondack Arm Power, is on the screen. So tell us, man. Tell us a little bit about your history in arm wrestling, because I don't think you've been on screen too much. So let people get to know who you are and what's going on with this arm wrestling club you got with the high school.
Yeah, no. So first time on a podcast. Been in the sport going on about 6 years. Started here in upstate New York. Some guys like Ken McKinney and Chris Michaels. Chris is still out there taking arms.
Beast.
Just fell in love with the sport like we all do. The competitive aspect, the beauty of it. Luckily, I found my way into working as a school resource officer this year for a school district here in upstate New York. And as part of my interview with the district, I advised them that I was a pro athlete competing in arm wrestling, and really wanted to use that as a way in which that I could connect with the students, to have them not see my uniform as much and just see me as a person and something that was, important, that I was passionate. And the district had allowed me to bring an arm wrestling table in, and the kids just fell in love with it. I had kids just coming down constantly, dozens and dozens. Over every week, the number grew. Getting kids on the table and teaching them, all of a sudden, I don't know, it became something that I was even more passionate about, and brought it forward to the board for the school and promoted the sport as we see it now, with Knuckles Up, with East versus West, with King of the Table. All of your guys' organizations are putting arm wrestling out there in such a light that we're escaping that negative connotation that it's had as a barroom grunt kind of sport. With the platform that you guys have created, I'm able to get into these people's minds and show them this is a professional, beautiful sport with rules and regulations. It covers everyone from the youth to seniors. You can compete locally, you can compete nationally, you can compete internationally. And just opening their eyes to what the sport is and what you guys have helped it to become today was able to open that door, booted it wide open, and get the school board on board, so to speak, with allowing me to start a club. And from my understanding, having reached out to pros all across the state, we're the first arm wrestling club that was created in the state of New York, and probably one of the first that's been in the country at the high school level.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, man. That's huge news, man. That's really big.
It really is, because think about it. Arm wrestling is the only sport can lay this one singular claim. It is the only sport on the planet that every man, woman, whatever age they were, has arm wrestled at one point or another, whether it be at the cafeteria or at the pro high level. You know, everyone's done it. You know, family members, cousins, friends, you know, teammates, whatever, in other sports, they've arm wrestled in some fashion. So being able to organize it and start it, you know, with an order as early as high school, it's profound, because now we have a pathway of success thanks to Chris and Will and organizers and promoters like Steve Fernandez as well. You know, like we have the ability now to show, hey, look, it's not just a barroom sport that you're showing machismo strength against. No, this is an actual athletic sport that you can progress through.
Everything right now just seems to be culminating perfectly for this kind of rollout. When you interviewed James last week and what James Reed had done in PA, getting that Keystone tournament where you were a PA state champion, him working on the aspect of trying to get the same thing here in New York. So when you win his tournament in September at the New York State Fair, you're a state champion. Mm-hmm. If I'm able to take that to the Board of Education and say, look, I've run this club for a year. I've got 6 more districts that are involved. We have clubs popping up all across the state. The state now recognizes our champions as state champions. Through everybody's combined work, the future of American arm wrestling is in our high schools. It's in our high schools. And growing the sport in the high schools and showing how this can actually grow into giving somebody a career path to go and be a professional athlete. It's just tying every one of these ends all together. Like, I don't think that we really see too often how what Knuckles Up is doing here, what East versus West is doing here, what I might be doing in a high school, how it really all ties together. But we're all lifting each other up. And where we're going to end up, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. No, 100%. I actually just did a little live about a week and a half ago. And I was talking about arm wrestling specifically in North America and like what's going to make it bigger. And the first thing I said is starting at a younger age. You know, you watch Kazakhstan. It's Kazakhstan, right? I'm correct. Yeah, I'm correct there. And they're starting 5 years old. They're on the table. They're hitting exercise, right? All that type of stuff. So the first thing is start at a young age, and all of a sudden within that next generation, boom, we're able to compete at a much higher level.
Yeah. I agree with what you're doing, Matt. Just 100%. I couldn't say or even do more. Like I couldn't even. It's exactly the way it needs to be. If you bring it into the sport when they're young, as a sport, as a professional sport, as an amateur sport, and they grow into it like baseball, basketball, and soccer, this will be a sport for them to absorb, learn like everyone else, and people will love it because there's nothing. It's everything you want to love. You know what I mean? Arm wrestling is just so great. And as soon as you actually start doing it and you learn it and at a young age here, you know, it's just, I can't, it's going to blow up just like everywhere else. You know, it's just that we're just so delayed in this because there's a lot more other countries that they've been doing this for years now, you know, so it's just
such a, and if you think about it too, it's such a controlled, like, if the right people there, it's such a safe environment. You know what I mean? It also teaches it teaches the basics of competitiveness. It teaches the basics of winning and losing. You know, it teaches like combat in a healthy way, right? It teaches so many aspects of like day-to-day life than like learning how to struggle, learning how to, you know, strain and push through pain and all those types of things that a lot of these other sports don't do. And I mean, my favorite aspect of it is individual. It's you versus the person, right? So you need to learn to overcome your fears and become a better person. And through the table, especially at a young age, it's such a healthy, positive outlet for them to do that.
Yeah, and to Will's point.
To that,
go ahead.
To that point, Will, like I gotta say, I wish arm wrestling was more organized when I was a kid in high school.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I wouldn't have gotten in half the amount of trouble that I got into because I didn't feel like I was, you know, a part of a team or felt comfortable. You know, I wrestled in high school. I played football. I did track and field, and I was mediocre at best. So, like, you know, unless you were a rock star at the sport, at any one of those sports, you really kind of fell through like the cracks a little bit. And I feel like with arm wrestling, it really doesn't allow for people to fall through the cracks. It doesn't matter where you are in the sport, you're going to get some level of support and help because everyone wants to see everyone rise. Everyone wants to help each other. It's the camaraderie is second to none, you know, in my opinion. And I think, you know, it's a profound sport for a high school student that may be making bad choices and say, oh, wait, no, I can actually compete in this one and still, you know, be on a straightened path to a degree.
Yeah,
I think it's a win-win.
100%. 100%.
Like within the district that I work for, to participate in the club, you have to meet certain parameters. You have to be passing all of your classes. Your attendance has to be good. Your behavior has to have been proper. You're not getting suspended from school or suspended in school. So the school has seen a rise in kids' attendance that participate in the club, a rise in their grade point averages. So for districts that are looking for reasons why they should have a club like this, it's all that information I just provided. Students become engaged. They want to participate in something. So structurally, they then start going back and they start focusing more on their grades and they start coming to school. It's not just a benefit for the arm wrestling community and for the students, but the district has also absolutely seen a benefit from the growth of the club and how many kids that we have. We only became live in March. And in 2 months, we became the third largest club in the district in just a handful of months.
That's awesome.
By with the sixth graders that are moving up to the high school this year, I already have over a dozen. We're going to end up having 30 plus kids in a high school arm wrestling club that hasn't been around for more than a handful of months.
That's so cool.
I had a conversation with Paul Lynn yesterday, understanding how important that this really could be, not wanting to take any missteps and making sure that everything that I'm doing is in the right direction. What I'm hoping is that other districts in my area see the benefit that we're providing these kids with, and they get on board and they start clubs of their own. And then we can get my heavyweights, my super heavies, my middleweights, my lightweights, male, female, left and right, and we go and we do club versus club events between one district and another. And we start to grow the sport through the community, through these student athletes, and eventually ending up where we get promoters like yourselves that are going to do an 18 and under tournament. And it qualifies them for down the road. You know, imagine creating a nationals, an under 18 nationals. And you got kids like they do overseas where they get to go and represent themselves in the school district and compete at a national level event in arm wrestling. I don't think we're too far off.
No.
It's just,
yeah. And I think you made it's funny, like you're saying, because of the pathway that we've paved. But I think honestly, with kids and social media, I think you hitting it from the aspect of getting them involved, I think is actually going to spread the sport even faster. think about like their ability to utilize their socials of like TikTok and YouTube, and like it's gonna spread like wildfire. I mean, like I think it was RBJ's daughter that her video hit like a few million, you know what I mean, of her arm wrestling. Can you imagine like if you had an army of them, like 30, just like posting like having your own PR team? Yeah.
Well, I think a really big thing that we need to connect with these kids is exactly what you guys are doing at Knuckles Up, and like we see at East versus West. Every sport has superstars. We need to get these guys' personalities out there. We need to see the Roger Baileys of the world and the Jason Merlots. We need to bring them to life and make them bigger than life, so that when these kids are learning about other guys, they're not just Devin Larratt and John Brzenk and Michael Todd. Those guys are already there. Yep. We need to show them in their communities they have superstars hours away. The Brandon L. Seltzers of the world, the guys that just bringing them to life where these kids can tune in and say, oh, I want to watch this event because it's got my favorite right-hand puller. Yeah. Someone for them to look up to. And you guys are doing that. When we tune in and watch your pay-per-views, there's not just an image on the screen and then they walk out to nothing. It's something bigger than life that most people would never have correlated to an arm wrestling match.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Very much true.
Yep. And that's
go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's kind of our goal as well, in terms of like teaching the community how I think the professional athletes should be treated. Like, I think to your point, if they find out that it'd be when I'm a professional arm wrestler, I still have to cover these costs, or I just show up in whatever shirt that I'm wearing. It's like, wait, why am I becoming a professional again? Like, is it really worth it? Or, if it's only a small percentage of the community that really gets involved, that's why, when they come to our events, we try to outfit them with like their own personalized jerseys, their own bags filled with like other merch and
sponsorship gear and all that type of stuff. Yeah.
Because like, that's how we want to be treated. Yeah. And like, man, if like, imagine the kids learn about that and they know that that's the end goal. It's almost no brainer. It's like, I get all this awesome treatment.
Like we say it all the time, you watch, in college or professional sports, like the team offloads off the bus. They're wearing their tracksuits. They got their beats on, they're in the zone. Like, we just want to recreate that for arm wrestling, right? How cool is it? Like, we were so proud that like after our event, we had a coach bus for our athletes just to bring them to dinner, because we were like, we're almost there, right? Like, it's like pseudo the way there. But if they see that from the youngest age, that like, oh, I can be a professional at this, and who knows, potentially one day make a living from it too. Like it just, the sky's the limit, really.
Well, we're at the.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Well, I was just going to say, we're really at the precipice. We're right there at the very beginning of what the possibilities are here. With all the events kicking off everywhere, all it's going to take is one or two of these major companies that exist, these multi-million-dollar companies, to go, holy smokes, how many viewers are they getting? Invest. And then next thing you know, we're in every state and advertising is through the roof. And everybody is making money. And then the path for these kids to come up is all of a sudden it can be realized. They can really see that they could follow their dream, be a professional athlete in this sense, and actually make a living off of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
In a positive way as well, because there's a saying that I've learned in business: what you permit, you promote, right? So if you permit room for positive growth, you're promoting positive growth. And you guys are doing an excellent job doing exactly that. Everyone on the screen is doing that. And it's definitely, it speaks to, we don't necessarily need negativity to make sales.
Right.
Drama isn't the number one sell point. Positive things show substantial evidence that it will be sustainable, because everyone can see, whoa, I want a piece of that pie. How can I do that? How can I become a part of this amazing wheel or this engine or this cog of, growth? And they want to be a part of it in a positive way.
Yeah, and some people just can't be part of it. Some people just can't, be part of it, which, it sucks, but it is what it is. I'm glad to be part of something so big, with High Five, honestly, with the Arnold's qualifiers. I can't wait for this to be, because this is going to be huge. And Matt, you're doing such great things, man, bringing these kids out to light and everything like that. And honestly, we're all really doing something really great for the community, for arm wrestling, just for the fact that you're doing something with the kids. Honestly, like I was saying before, we were back on with me, you, Dan, and High Five before, like I was saying, bringing it to the next level, making sure that those guys at the tournaments, amateurs that are actually being in that setting, in that area, in that beautiful hotel, and that free food, that great environment, those beautiful awards, those jerseys, everything that's in there, you know what I mean? They feel that importance. You know what I mean? That's what you really want to feel. That's really what you want for these kids. So when they go to this tournament, when they're in at a higher level, they're actually feeling that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good segue from one stage to the next, and they see the pathway and progression of success. Okay, to get to this level, I need to put in X amount in.
Yep.
And they're going to want to connect with you guys and myself and other members of the arm wrestling community that are looking to get to the next level, because we're always trying to expand. And like you said earlier in the podcast, rising tides raises all the ships.
Yep,
it raises all the ships, and it doesn't mean that one has to be higher up than the next. No, we're all getting elevated. And what you're doing with the high schools, what you're doing with the pros and international level, it speaks to one of my favorite quotes. It's think globally, act locally, and it's literally combining that in a most beautiful fashion that I can ever dream of. So I'm happy that I can hang up a hat tonight saying I brought both ends of my world and both ends of what I've envisioned in our sport of arm wrestling on the same screen.
Nice.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yep, 100%. Not to cut it short, we unfortunately do have to hop off because we have another podcast to hop in about 5-10 minutes. But we thank you so much for bringing us on. I know we'll be in talk with all of you guys a lot more soon. And Dan, what you're doing here is super important, not just for yourself, but for the community. I just want to say that again, because the more positivity that we can, funnel into this, the better the sport will be.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
I just want to thank
you guys. This will be much more hard,
Yeah.
much more difficult. So good luck in your next podcast.
Thanks.
And make sure you follow these guys on their social medias. Their links are below and in the chat.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Will. Thanks, Matt. You guys are great, man. Thank you for everything.
All right. So Matt, have you met Steve? I know you guys are I know you're further upstate than Steve is.
I don't know if we've met.
Yeah, I don't think me and Matt ever met.
No, not yet.
Oh man, we gotta change that around a little
I was
bit.
gonna say, man, since he's upstate and everything else like that, I'd love to throw a amateurs tournament for your guys, man. I would love to do that for you.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be great.
I'll put one together. I have no problem doing it, man. I'd love to hook up with you so we can talk and we can put something together for the kids. And if it's gonna be for the kids, Dan knows the way I am. I'll sponsor the whole thing and I'll take care of everything.
Yeah, I think one of the big things is that we have so many tournaments that are for the adults, and then we try and add the kids divisions in. But really, your focus is always on the pros. Up here, we have the Addison County Field Days with Vermont Power. I believe that's correct. They always do a great job with the kids divisions. Mm-hmm. But I do think that we really need somewhere locally where the priority is the kids. It's a youth tournament. We're focusing on that age bracket. We really structure it, for those age groups. And, the next day we could do the adults, but we really have as many tournaments as we could want to go to. Like it's been said so many times on other podcasts, if you're willing to travel in the summertime, you could probably hit a tournament every Saturday, right? But where else in the country have you ever heard of an 18 and under only tournament? Where the focus is on really building the sport for the youth. Yeah. And I don't know if there's, what the hang up would be there, if there's just not enough interest yet. But I think that's absolutely where we're trying to go.
Yeah, if you can, let me tell you something, Matt. We'll definitely have to get together and talk, because I would definitely like to do something for the kids. And if we can put something together, I'll find a venue. I'll find somewhere where we can do it. I'll pay for all the food. I'll take care of everything. If you can bring the kids there,
yep,
believe me, I will find a space and a spot for them, and everything will be great for them. I'll put the awards up. I'll do everything myself. No problem doing that.
So this fall, I'm looking at having either Derek Smith or Paul Lynn come up and do a seminar. And when we do this seminar, I'm going to open it up to every district that I can reach out to in the county that I live in.
Nice.
You know, 10, 15 different districts, and hopefully be able to pack an auditorium full of kids. Kids being kids, the word of mouth spreads very quickly. So getting the word out to, you know, a group of kids spreads and spreads and spreads. And I would think piggybacking on a seminar like that with a tournament would be incredible. Not only do they get to come in and watch and listen to a pro tell them all about techniques and their story through a seminar, but then like the following weekend say, hey, by the way, in Albany, New York at this time, etc., we're going to run a tournament, and it's going to be an 18 and under tournament. So you're not going to be pulling against adults. You're going to be pulling against other kids. And yeah, I think that'd be very, very cool.
That'd be great, man. That'd be honestly, that'd be great. Love to go over a couple of different ideas with you, man. You know what I mean? And let me know whenever you have some time. You know what I mean? And we'll definitely do something, man. I'm more than open to do that.
So
awesome.
I will say this. I think, you know, somebody in the comments, you know, does make a good point. We do need a higher level of female representation in the sport. So I think a symptom of the kids being more involved, their moms and fathers might become more involved in the sport as well. So we might actually see, you know, a unexpected growth from that as well, because there's going to be some highly competitive dads and moms that are out there, you know, that might take interest. And I hope that they'll take interest in the sport, you know, because it is a family-friendly event. I mean, look at the Keystone tournament that they just had.
Yeah,
you know, they try to make it as family-friendly and family-oriented as possible. It's like a big family festival of arm wrestling, if you may. And most of the events are. If you think, you know, you see a whole bunch of kids running around, you see the moms, you see the wives helping out with, you know, running brackets, but some of the ways are arm wrestling and kicking ass there as well. And so
that was a big thing about me starting the club within the district. And one of the talking points I had with them was, look, this isn't going to be a sport, or this is going to be a sport that the kids are going to get involved with. But in after school, dads can come, moms can come, grandparents can come. Everybody can be on the table. And I would say, tell me another sport that you can have a child participate in school, and then dad can show up to a practice and mom can show up to a practice, and everybody can be on the table, all learning simultaneously, and then take it home and then continue to practice at home to prep for an upcoming event or a tournament where they're actually competing as a family, or they're competing, you know, as a unified front, and they're watching each other grow and succeed in the sport. It's something that I only see really occurring within arm wrestling when you have guys like Norm Devio, and he's competing into the late 80s. You know, somebody tell me, oh, my grandfather is 65, 70 years old. No, you got people in the sport competing 20 years older than that. Get them on the table, let them experience it. We have special classes for them. Like, it's just an incredible way to reach back and connect with the community and bring them all back together.
Yeah, I love it. And I will say the idea of, you know, the comment of bringing more females in came from David Shubich, who's a fellow upstate guy from you. I don't know if you've met him before.
David, you should start a club in the school you work at.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Don't you work at it? Don't you work in a school, you know, a school district? So you should definitely consider getting this man's blueprint, you know, at your school. Because he's affiliated with a lot of I think volleyball and other sporting teams there too.
Especially Dave, he's no chump, man. He's a beast, dude, and he's a hell of a good puller, man. You know what I mean? So he could teach a couple of people, you know, a couple of things. So it'd be great to see him as a teacher, as a representative over there at his own school. You know what I mean?
In all honesty, he looks so good at the table. It's hard to tell when he loses because he's just that good looking.
Yeah. I need to get Dave to tell me how to lose an extra 20, 30 pounds.
He can definitely educate them on that as well. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, represent, man. To represent, Dave. Are you kidding me? That'd be great for you, dude. So that
would be great. You know, to represent arm wrestling, an ambassador of the sport to the high schoolers and other students of the student body.
Representative and a teacher, both. Both,
absolutely. So Matt, before we move on from this amazing adventure, this amazing journey that you've embarked on, is there any events that we can see you competing at in the not so distant future?
Yeah, so my tickets are booked, and I will be attending Orlando's event with the East versus West promotion there. So I'll be competing in that event on the Friday before the big shindig. That's probably the next big one for me.
Okay.
So work schedule really dictates kind of where I'm available to go. I was hoping to make it to the NUWAY event with James Reed for nationals this coming Saturday, but unfortunately graduations and whatnot have tied up my schedule, so I won't be able to make it to that. But right now, I think the next big tournament you'll see me at is going to be the one in Orlando. And
is that going to be in August?
August 10th. Well, I think
you're there, my man.
Yeah, I think it's August 9th, and then the actual event there is the 10th. So,
yep.
You're going to meet each other there. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll meet you there.
I'm going to try and cut down to 209. We'll see how that works.
How much you at right now?
Like 235. Yeah, but that's 235 like Wendy's and McDonald's weight.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so there's a lot of room to try and cut. I think the last tournament I pulled was 220. So usually I'm walking around like 230, make a 10-pound water cut to make a 220 class. I pulled David Shubich at the last tournament I was at.
Nice. How'd you do?
I think that was in the 220s. What was that?
How'd you do?
I went undefeated.
Nice.
Nice. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
But making it down to that weight, some dedication. David's got some absolute dedication to keep that physique that he's got. I got to find some of it.
It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. I just had to climb myself back up and wait. Say, man,
David's shredded, dude. He's working out like every day.
Every time I catch one of his Facebook reels, it makes me want to put the donut I'm eating down.
Well, it makes you want to think, though, right? Like, should I keep eating that donut? I did eat them last time, you know.
Maybe that donut power is what it takes.
I was gonna say, man. Maybe he's a donut away from,
but making that weight class is getting harder and harder.
Definitely.
No, I understand. It's a lot of weight to cut, man. It is a lot of weight to cut.
That is a big drop.
Yeah.
That is a very big drop.
It was a 25 pounds.
Like you and I were talking at the beginning of this, Daniel. It's like finding the weight that your body wants to be at and then finding a weight that you're healthy at. I oftentimes find I'm stronger when I'm walking around at like 230 versus cutting down to like a 215, 220. It definitely, I lose some of my horsepower and, it affects me overall. So, really figuring out where I'm the healthiest and the strongest and then where I can be the most dedicated. But
like I said earlier before the podcast, I was like, I really don't even know what my true weight class is. At 154, I'm probably very healthy as a human, but as a puller, I feel that I get more injuries. I don't feel, my body can absorb the shock of arm wrestling as much. Don't get me wrong, I competed at a fairly high level with that, but I just don't feel right competing at that level. So I started gaining a little bit of weight again, back at the 176 class, and we're going to put it to the ultimate test because I think one of the greatest things that I learned about, being at 154 is I learned how to arm wrestle because those guys, they move around the table like nothing else. So I'm going to apply a lot of what I learned over the last year and a half of being at a lighter weight to what I can do with my power that I had because as I've gained, I'd say it's majority muscle. I feel much stronger, much healthier competition wise. Like I can handle somebody's hit a lot more readily and comfortably than ever before. So,
well, like I find with my issue would be is I'm not a tall guy. I'm like 5'10 and a half, 5'11. But when I'm entering like that 242 class, you got 6'4", big hands. All of a sudden, that leverage starts to become a real issue to deal with when you've got a shorter lever and a small hand to get inside. And, trying to stay away from the big boys and get back down to guys, more my body size is, I think, where I'm headed.
Fair enough. Yeah. My frame holds 154 better than 176, but I feel stronger at 176. So and it's actually easier to maintain because I don't have to diet as much, or I can splurge a little bit on at the dinner table, and not feel so guilty about it the next day.
I was gonna say 154. I was like, and especially right now, this is like killing me for the last couple of days, and I'm still gotta wait. But there's no 3-pound clothing allowance for nationals, so you got to be at So you got to be at 154. So I'm usually like 165, 167 around there.
Ooh,
so they have a 165
style cut right there. Climb in a bathtub and try it out.
Yeah, they got the 165 class though, don't they?
They do have a 165 class, and I'll get fucking murdered there too.
Yeah, you got all the guys cutting down from 190 to make 165.
Exactly. So
fair enough.
I already know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So I at least got to go down to 154, cut as much as I can, because I know the guys are. Imagine the guys that are 176, like you said, they're 200 pounds that are cutting down to 176. You know what I mean? Same thing, vice versa. 165, they're coming from 190. You know what I mean? And then, Dan, now you got 2 days to eat. If you go in, you can early weigh-ins on Thursday, and then you have all day Thursday to eat, all day Friday eat, morning Saturday eat. Are you kidding me? You could bulk up back up to if you're going out at 176, you bulk up to 190 3 days later.
And
it could be even crazy.
I was actually concerned about that, to be honest with you, because I'm sitting here. I'm like, I'm sitting a little bit above 176 right now. Like 178, 180 morning weight. So these other guys, they got some weight on me. However, only 2-3 pounds for me to cut down, right? That's it. The other guys, they got to lose a lot of weight, so they're going to lose some endurance. They're not going to lose any power, I don't think. But I feel like they're not going to have the same storage of energy, at the table, especially if there's a large ass turnout that I'm expecting at this tournament. We're talking about having super matches. You just need that jet fuel to get you through the first 3 or 4 matches. But when it comes to a tournament like that, where you could have like 8 or 9 matches, you're gonna want those reserves. You're gonna want that tank of energy, and cutting down, and you're not gonna replenish it that quickly. There's no way in hell you can do so.
No, that's true. But either like we were talking before when Pauline was on, if you're not doing it in a certain amount of time, you know what I mean? Which I've been doing it, but I need more time than to cut from where I'm at to. But if you do it health wise, you do it healthy, and you don't just drain yourself cutting the weight. Which I've been eating decent, chicken salad, eggs, you know what I mean? So it just really, that's the only thing I've been eating, you know what I mean? But besides that, if you're just dehydrating yourself, not eating anything, and then you're going to go weigh in and you think you're going to pull and you're going to pull good, you're going to pull like shit. You know what I mean? You're not going to have the strength. You're not going to be as strong. It's just what it is,
Never works out well.
No.
Especially if you're in a burner of a match, the first round or second round,
you're done for the rest of the tournament. You're done for the rest of the tournament. If you have a hell of a match, a first or second round, let's just say in general, and you cut down all that weight, you didn't cut it right, and you weren't eating, you weren't drinking anything just to cut down that weight, you'll be burnt out to shit those first 2 matches. Afterwards, you're done. I don't care if you got another, you'll be done. You won't have the gas. You won't have the energy. You'll be gassed out. I'm telling you,
that's what I'm banking on. That's what I'm banking on.
Oh, looking massive.
So we got Eric Fisk, who's apparently coming. I think he's coming down, and I think he's gonna be at the 165, 176 class.
He's nasty.
Dude, Eric Fisk is a fucking monster, man. Last time
he is. I hope he's in my class. I can see what I can do.
He will hold you all day in there. He will hold you all day in there. And oh my God, dude. He's a monster, dude.
I look forward to it. And then we got the Drew 24s in there. Oh, he's 165.
Oh, yeah. You'll see them. You'll see him. What are you going to do? Are you doing 165 or 176?
I'm doing 176, so we're not pulling. Well, we'll play after pull again. We'll definitely play after pull. And we got who else we got? We got Brian Parliament rather, from Canada in the chat. What's up, man?
Nice.
But yeah, no, Dave Shubish even agrees. Water cutting just a few pounds isn't so bad, but it does still hit the performance. Yep. And and that's one of the things that I'm grateful for, having only a pound or two to go, and I'm just being mindful of what I'm eating. I'm not starving myself, but I'm not, I'm eating clean, and I'm drinking a lot of water in between, and I just get, like, literally, that's all. Like, I did tomorrow morning, I'll probably make weight easily, and it's going to maintain that. Plain and simple, for me at least. I'm looking forward to it.
It's been like excited. 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds for me a day, so that's how much I'm going down. It's 1.5 pounds.
Okay.
2 pounds, 1.5 pounds. I mean, which is fine because that's the way I want to cut it. I mean, I don't really want to. But I've been drinking, Gatorade to keep my, electrolytes up and everything else to keep myself awake. Drinking water and everything else. But, I'm used to eating fucking steaks, man. Like I want to, like a, bacon cheeseburger. But it's to do this is just like, I'll cut down the weight. I might go Thursday. I'll tell you that much, man. I might just go Thursday just so I can go in there and just so I can start
after 2 days to refuel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
if that's your goal, man, work at it and make sure you eat smart and clean. Don't eat junk in those 2 days, because if you eat junk, you're going to operate like junk.
I'm eating grilled chicken and what did I eat today? Deviled eggs. Fucking, that's the only thing I ate that was actually pretty, that's not so, was the deviled eggs with the shit that she mixed in. But besides that, it's been chicken and salad and chicken and salad. So yeah, it's been a lot of fucking chicken and salad, bro.
Dude, you can do a lot with chicken, though. You could do a lot with chicken to make it taste good.
Don't get me wrong, dude. Like chicken and eggs, chicken and salad, chicken and eggs, chicken and salad.
You can barbecue it. You can pan fry it. You could, come on, man. You get creative with it. Different ways to enjoy it.
Don't get me wrong. I love chicken, bro. Don't get me wrong. I love chicken. I'm all about protein and shit. You know what I mean? But fuck, man. Like, it's just it. And then I've been going to these tournaments every Saturday, every other Saturday, you know what I mean? So it's like the only one that I really messed up on was on the Vermont one. I was overweight. I was 165 or 166. And obviously, I was with the 176 guys. I don't pull 176, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? Matt was in there, but there were so many guys that were in there that were monsters, dude. And in general, then you see the amateurs, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing in amateurs, bro? You should be even fucking pro. What the fuck, But it is.
That's something I think promoters could really do better with, is seeing guys that have pulled pro classes at other tournaments, and then they show up to a tournament and they see a stacked class in the pros, and they drop back down into the amateurs, or they drop back down into the semi-pros. And it's like, wait a minute, you just pulled 3 pro tournaments, but this one's stacked and you don't want to compete against, the Chris Michaels and the Eric Fiskes and these people. So then you jump into a semi-pro division and you're trophy hunting and you just bounce out with a first place award.
I hate that shit, man.
And all you do is all of those guys that were there trying to, like, my coming up, I started in novice, and I worked my way from novice to amateur to semi-pro, all under James Reed, working up through that. And that semi-pro class, it was instrumental to me getting to where I'm at now. It gave me the ability to transition and then stay in line with where my competitors were. And then when I broke into the pro class and was able to compete, you stay there. You see so many times you show up to a tournament and you're like, what? I watched you pull pro classes in oh no, this guy's up there. I don't want nothing to do with him.
Yeah. You see that?
But you get that one. Yeah, you get that 1 or 2 guys that's at first tournament, so they jump into AMs or they jump into semi-pro, and they get smoked, and they're like, oh no, this is way out of my league. And in reality, it's not. It's like that guy's been pulling for 6 years.
Literally, man. Literally. Like you go into a class and it's the majority of the time it's like that. You'll look over there and be like, "You're an am?" Yeah, I'll be like, "Haven't you been pulling for 4 years?" I'll be like, "Yeah," I'll be like, "Get the fuck out of amateurs, bro. What are you doing?" You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yes.
It's my first tournament. They're going, "It's my first tournament." I'm like, "You've been pulling for what do you oh my God." I'm like, "What do you mean, dude?" I'm like, as soon as I grab your hand, it's like I'm grabbing cement. Let's not come on, dude. I mean, it's like, and you can feel the difference, man. You can feel the difference.
Yeah.
You up and you start you can feel the difference, So
I gotta say, when I jumped into pros, that's around the time they introduced the semi-pros, and James said, "I tailor-made this for people like you, Dan." And I'm like, I'm an all or nothing guy. I'm a glutton for punishment. I need to jump into deep waters to see where I'm at, and if I need to climb up, it will just ignite more motivation for me to keep going. And so not everyone follows that though. There's some people who do need that. Who was it that said it? Somebody out west said something about like having belts, like a belt system for arm wrestling, and I do see
Wes
there's a need for
Bjornson.
it. What?
I think it was Wes Bjornson.
Oh yeah,
he posted something years and years ago about creating a belt tier system, and it might have been somebody else's, but I remember him reposting it. You're a white belt, you're a yellow belt, you're a green belt, based on like what have you won a local event? Have you won a national event? Have you won a world event? And then you obtain belts that show the community of where you are ranked within the community.
Ayers is actually doing something with a point projection value. So even if you're in an amateurs, and depending on how many tournaments you've pulled in and what you've placed in, it gives you a point. So it fills you. I think they're just starting to do this right now with AMs, because they're doing this already with pros, and you're in your brackets and your rankings and everything. But
is that Corey Miller's thing?
Yeah, Corey Miller. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, man. And I think he's doing something now with AMS, or he's been doing something with AMS. We're trying to figure something out where it's a point system to where you could see at how many tournaments you've pulled, and if you ever pulled pro, and while you're an amateur, and you're, let's just say, at a 5, you're a 4, and then you're an AM at the same weight class, and you're a 1. They know, obviously, that 4 is pulled pro and a different, so don't put him as an AM. So that's a good, rating system that he's coming up with still. That's soon going to be the future. You know what I mean?
It gives us more legitimacy. It brings more legitimacy to when we're talking about what we want to be recognized as a pro sport. Then we need to make sure that, we're following some sort of guidelines that allow us to do that.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. The growth of the sport depends on that a structured environment that's sensible, that somebody who's never actually seen maybe an arm wrestling match, but heard about it and say, well, I want to learn more about it. And how does one progress through it? If they have something that people can actually see, like a visual representation of someone progressing through the sport. This is how my pathway was. This was as amateur division, semi-pro to pro, or whatever it may be. I don't know if they're going to include a semi-pro in that one, but that'd be kind of cool to see as well.
Yeah. Well, like with all the kids that I work with, I tell them my very first arm wrestling match was New York State Fairgrounds. I was in the novice category. I lost to like a 75-year-old man. First time competing, I'd been practicing with a club locally, entered my first tournament. I got smoked at like 32 years old. I just got ran over. And I understood there was so much more to the sport than what I had known at that point, and I fell in love. And then James and other promoters had created this path where you didn't have to jump right in with, the Chris Michaels and the Ken McKinneys of the world. You were able to follow your own timeline. Some of us don't get to just train 5 days a week in the gym and hit tournaments up on the weekends. Some of us, not necessarily hobbyists, but we just don't have the amount of time to invest as some other people. So you have your own path that you can follow in the sport. And I think that's an incredible opportunity that we have when we're bringing new people in. Is, hey, you don't have to pull against me, right? You don't have to pull against a Daniel. You get to pull against people that are at your skill level and your weight class, and then you grow through that.
Without doubt. I mean, there's I like to lump into 3 different categories. You got the hobbyist, you get the professional, and then you get the lifestylist. You know, and I think what you were touching on, the person who spends like that much time and invests a lot of their lives into it are the lifestylists. The guys who are the hobbyists, you know, only can do it. I don't want to call them non-professionals because they could be professional hobbyists as well. But they kind of it's like a Venn diagram. It kind of circles both, encompasses both worlds a little bit, right? So, but a hobbyist can be somebody who just does it on the weekends for fun. But there's somebody who can only physically do it on the weekends because that's the way their life permits it. And then they could be a lifestylist in the same boat because everything they do surrounding arm wrestling, some fashion or some form, but they can only be a hobbyist as well as a professional. So it's an interesting like Venn diagram that I have in my head with it.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree 100%, man. Everything that you're doing too, Matt, I was just thinking, dude, that's going to be the future of this whole thing, man, of arm wrestling. I feel like you started something that's going to be so big, man. I'm just thinking about it just now, and it's always starts somewhere, and it always starts, you know, at one place, and it's small, but it's getting there first, and finding that niche and being able to do, you know, what you did, and just by getting in there and having that school and having those kids there, that's going to be worldwide, man. I'm telling you that what you did there, Matt, is going to be huge. It's going to bring the world of arm wrestling here in New York, United States, together with the rest of the world of arm wrestling.
Well, we in schools now, we have skeet shooting as like a competitive sport.
Right.
So if I can get a half a dozen to a dozen districts to develop these clubs, we have the infrastructure in upstate New York for arm wrestling clubs. Upstate Arm Force, we have Kraken Arms in Kingston, New York. We have Adirondack Arms with Chris Michaels over in Salem. We've got Joey's Whack out in just outside of Albany. I got Jared Grendu and his crew out in Mayfield, New York. I've got guys all over the place. And when districts want to start these clubs in these local school districts, we have guys that we can tie in to local clubs that would go out and help start these programs. And that same thing can be replicated out to JJ Jackson and the Easy Rollers in Western New York. It could go down to Lethal Arms in PA. Like we have the guys in our communities who are professional arm wrestlers. Right. It's just getting the districts to open their doors and seeing our athletes as a benefit for them. And I'm hoping what we lay down here in upstate New York helps to pave the way for them to say, hey, by the way, did you read this article from a district in upstate New York with Warrensburg Central School System? You see their SRO started this arm wrestling club, and they've had incredible outcomes from this. And what do you think about starting that? It at least gives them the conversation starter to approach a school board or a district and use us as an example. And then they can call our superintendent and they can reach out to the members of the board and they can see all of the things that I spoke about earlier, the rise in attendance, the increase in kids, attention for their grades. And doesn't that sound like something we would want in our district? Wouldn't we want another opportunity to bring families and communities back into the school program and just roll it from there? And once it gets big enough, it snowballs and we can go to the State Board of Education on the back of James Reed getting this sanctioned as a state sport and having state champions. Get the Board of Education in New York to acknowledge this as an actual sport. And then instead of clubs, now we have teams. Now we have teams all across the state. And then we get promoters like yourself that run events to host these programs.
Yeah.
It's just getting started.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd love to do it up here in Arlington. I have so many schools up here. That'd be great to do something up here, man.
Absolutely. Long Island as well.
Yeah.
Long Island has a large amount of school districts that would greatly benefit, especially with the high schools and the kids not the truancy in high schools today. I think it's a little bit more prevalent than it ever been. So this could actually help tremendously.
There was an arm wrestler. He pulled with WAL. He was a school teacher in the Northeast here. His name's escaping me.
Mike Laris.
Yes. Yeah, and I think he had some sort of a club in New Jersey or something that he taught arm wrestling with his school kids. Mike Celiaris, that's right.
Yep. legend of an arm wrestler, amazing individual. I met him at one of the Jason Vale Memorial tournaments. Really nice guy, funny dude, high energy, has a lot of love for the sport. Would love to see him back at the table too. You know, he's a monster at the table.
He was a fireball of energy watching him. And I remember it was one of those WAL events where they were showing him in his classroom and talking about it. And that was incredible.
So anybody who needs or wants to get a hold of Matt, I put his social media link down below in the chat as well as in the description. Please go ahead, give him a follow, see what he's doing with the sport of arm wrestling in high schools, and connect with him on how you can actually replicate his blueprint. Because it looks and sounds like he's having some great success. That article, I gave it a good read. I was excited. I was like, oh my God, I got to do this right now. I got to reach out to all the superintendents of every school local to me, because I want to see that type of process replicated. It's really awesome, man. Thank you for doing what you do and doing it with so much passion. You can see it in how you're sharing about it.
Well, I appreciate you guys giving me the platform to keep speaking about it. It's absolutely something that I am incredibly passionate about. And, in reality, it's something that is going to benefit all of us. If we can get arm wrestling into the youth and get the youth interested in this, then it just gives that much more of encouragement for us to continue doing what we're doing. And it helps the promoters like Knuckles Up to get more of an audience to come in and want to watch their promotions, because now they want to go and watch these superstars that these promotions are creating.
Very true.
Absolutely. Well, we could start off with a little bit more of a local promoter with Nick, with Steve.
Absolutely.
Right here. Tri-state of New York Arm Wrestling. New York Tri-state of Arm Wrestling, rather. Sorry, got it backwards. Definitely follow his page to see all the events that he's got coming up. He actually has 2 events in the next, the next couple of months coming up.
Yep.
Would you mind if you want to talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, I got maybe New York Supermatch Series. New York Smoke Supermatch Series is going to come up July 27th. We're going to have 10 super matches there. It's going to be at 17 Westage Boulevard, East Fishkill. Same place where we had our first tournament, the Battle of Tri-State. Should be a great one. And then right after that is going to be the Arnold Classic, September 28th. Which is going to be great too. Yeah, you can see all the guys that are going to be on there. Matt Wilds, Perusa. It's going to be great, man. Bardo versus Golki.
You got one of our upstate guys there in Golki.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah. And I got Michaels too on there too. Michaels is a beast, man.
Oh yeah, Chris Michaels. Yeah, Chris Michaels representing that Adirondack Arms.
I got a bunch of guys. I got Yusuf Wilson's on there too as well. I got a bunch of the guys from honestly the best of the best. Bisman's on there too as well. So I can't wait for that to happen. That's gonna be a great night. I got all the guys jerseys with all their names on it, and I got them phenomenal awards. I don't want to say anything yet. I just want to see the guys when they see them. They're gonna have great awards, man. I can't wait, and it's gonna be a great night, man. Great night. And man. Also, it's gonna be free food there too as well. And then we're gonna have our September 28th. We moved the date. We were on the 21st, but now it's gonna be on September 28th because of New England's. So we put ours out there. I did not know that New England's was out there on the 21st, and I moved it literally the next day after I spoke to James. Me and James actually talk like every other day now. So I fucking love the guy, man. We're always talking about awards and venues and dates and everything. So yeah, me and him are actually going to have something working out too very, very soon. I think it's going to be in, I want to say either October or August, one of his events. But I can't wait for September 28th. That's going to be huge, man. Arnold's Classic Qualifier. We're going to have phenomenal awards, great people, obviously always free food. And it's going to be held at the Inn at Belfield at Hyde Park, which is a brand new hotel. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous place. So I can't wait, man. High five. We're doing this together. So it's going to be even better. We're going to have, I think, around maybe 2 to 3 super matches before the tournament. and then the tournament's going to go on. So it's going to be a great day, man. I can't wait, man. It's going to be a great day.
I have yet to compete, which I'm going to make a big change for this one. I have yet to compete at one of Steve's events. I look forward to this being the first one of me making a debut competition appearance, because I'm coming in guns blazing, both arms.
Nice.
And I'm going to be there to rip some arms off, man. So Matt, if you take a picture with your phone, that QR code will take you right to the event page.
I think Steve sent me the event. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, send them the event and everything else. But now, Matt, we gotta talk about more than just my event. I think we're gonna do something in the future for the kids, man.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
And you got to get me on a card. Put a Supermatch together for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can put something for you.
There you go.
How much you want to weigh though? Like 220 good for you?
Yeah, 220.
I got somebody for you.
I doubt it.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
Shit. Who do you want? How about that, Matt? Matt, who do you have your eyes on? Who do you want? Who do you want a piece of?
So realistically, I've pulled a few tournaments in the Albany area with James. I've done pretty well. The last few tournaments in my weight classes, I've gone undefeated. I went to New England's, went undefeated there. In my weight class, took third in the super heavies. Ryan Turner, I got ran over by him, but he's been my kryptonite. He bounced me out of the finals at the Winter Blast probably the last 2 years, both Winter Blast. I get on the table with him, and he's had his way with me. But it's that height aspect. Giving up that height has always been difficult for me. But really, 220 has been pretty much my bread and butter. Hoping to get down to the 209, like I said, for the Orlando event in August, and see kind of where I stack up with the guys, from just more than just outside of this area.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I'm right there, right where I got into the pro class. Not quite where the Roger Baileys and the Jason Merlots are, but still holding my own.
You ever pull Roger?
Dave Shubich says 227, and he's in.
Oh, I'll pull Dave. Or anybody. Anybody?
How did you do against Dave? I know you beat him, but how was the match?
My matches are all the same. They're over in about a second.
Whoa. Firing words right there. Ooh.
Well, no. So logistically, I'm really a hit-based arm wrestler. I'm going to tie you up in the center of the table. I either run you over like a freight train, or you flip me back over the other way. But usually, it's over really quick, one way or the other.
Nice.
And usually in my favor.
Nice. What if I get you a match for my qualifier, Arnold's qualifier?
What day is that?
September 28th.
You know what? I just bounced into my calendar, and I'll check it out. And you know what? That might be something we can make happen.
I was going to say, man, because I'd love to have you at the qualifier. That'd be great, man, to have you right there. I'd have you that main match.
Yeah. That's a Saturday?
That's a Saturday.
Oh, then I'll be good for that, because it's a weekend number, so I'd have every other weekend or every weekend off.
Oh man, that's great. I got
as long as I don't get as long as nobody breaks me in Orlando.
Well, I'll be there, so we'll figure it out.
Good point.
Good deal.
Great, obviously, you're staying for the whole thing, right? For Saturday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice.
We're flying down Thursday, and we'll be there all the way through till Sunday.
Nice. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm being there Thursday. We're staying there at the VIP at the hotel.
Yeah,
so we're staying there VIP, and then going to the tournament, going to do the sit down, eating with all the guys and everything else, meeting all the guys and everything, and then obviously watching everything. I can't wait, man. This is the best of the best, man. This is I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, it's
I
so
wish I could
exciting.
make it down to those with you guys, man. Can you stuff in your suitcases on your way down?
Well, really, once that card dropped, once they said they were going to Orlando, I talked to the wife and I'm like, I've got to get to this. Like, I've sat in my living room and watched this event every single time. I bought all the trading cards, big fan, almost geek out, right? And it's like they're going to be in Orlando. So flights booked, hotels done. We're staying at the venue. I couldn't afford the VIP, but
I was talking to Angan, so Angan was like, you know, he's like, I can help you out. And I said, great. I said, let me know when you have him. He goes, I have him. I said, so let's do this. So it was as soon as he had him, because he told me that they were going to sell out real quick. So I was like, I want it. He goes, I'll put you in the chat right now. So I was like, perfect. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait because I can't just having all those guys around you, you know, surrounding, just talk to them, just gripping up with them. Hey, man, how do you? I just can't wait, man. It's just gonna be eye-opening.
So, Steve, if I show up with an air mattress, can I crash?
You can crash, dude. Of course. Are you kidding me? The room's gonna be big enough. You know what I mean? Shit. Yeah. Matt, are you staying
hitchhiking? I'm hitchhiking my way down.
Are you staying there at the venue?
Yeah, staying at the venue.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll stay at the venue too. So that's perfect, man.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be seeing each other the whole time we're there.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have a couple of words, man. We'll talk about a couple of things down there.
Absolutely, man. I'm so excited. Like, just the caliber of people that are going to be there at the event and seeing the community come together stateside, like, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, man. It's the best in the United States, dude. So it's just
and I hope it's incredibly successful. And I hope that, like we were talking earlier with the Knuckles Up guys, I hope that businesses are like, what is this arm wrestling thing? How did they sell this venue out? Like, and see this as something that's incredible, and it just helps us to grow the sport even more.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like that. I really think it's going to be that big from what I see and what I've been talking to Angan about. Everything is almost sold out. So he only has a couple of other, but in general, from what I'm talking to him about and seeing, I think it's going to be huge, man. I'm saying they did it as best as you can do it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's going to be a big difference than what they were doing overseas, where you're watching and the audience is basically empty. Like the venue that they're at, I think they said 800 seats.
Yep.
And those tickets were selling out.
Yeah, like crazy.
It tickles me to hear that, because that just shows the growth of this sport. And since, I mean, how long, Matt, how long have you been in the sport now?
5-6 years, right around that.
Okay, I'm under 4 years, and Steve, you're what, like a year and a half?
Yeah, so it's just been, honestly,
it's been, the trajectory has been like,
I was going to say, meteoric. It's been straight up.
Yeah, literally from the first moment, I want to say, literally from Battle of Tri-State, thinking that it was going to be 50, 60 people. There was about 120 people there. To the next one, to New York Arm Wars, doing a triple the size venue because of the people. So many people showed up there too. And it's just gotten bigger. The awards are getting bigger. A lot more people are coming. And now with this qualifier, it's going to get even bigger. Now with Matt, you doing this with the kids and having that's just, the sport is growing, I think, so fast. And I don't think people are going to realize that arm wrestling is going to be in their face like that. Yeah. Like soccer, like basketball, like I think eventually it's going to be in the Olympics. This is going to be something that's going to be worldwide known, where you're going to be having an American arm wrestler going up against, and this is going to be here, and people are going to be paying it like it's going to be UFC. That's what I feel actually what it's going to be like. You know what I mean? Because I don't think it's going to go. It's been slow here in the United States growing, but I feel like now within the last few months, it's just been up on a huge uprise. Like anywhere and everywhere, anybody I've been talking to, it's just been blowing up, state by state, so.
Well, I got to jump off, guys. I got to be back up at 6 to school. I know that's weird. I got school in the morning.
Have a good day at school.
So I want to thank you both.
Back to school. Our name's Adam Sandler. Back to school.
Yeah.
Mommy, I'm not a fool.
So I wanted to thank you guys for both having me on. Daniel, I really appreciate it. Steve, we'll be in touch.
Absolutely.
And Love
It's
it.
an absolute honor to have you on. Keep going. Keep me updated with all the progressions of your journeys and your endeavors. I love the positive energy, the positive outcomes, everything. And hopefully I can replicate what you got going up there down here in Long Island. Maybe we could do a downstate, upstate, battle royale with Steve's help, because he's kind of like essential to that, right?
Yeah.
So
I would love to help out in any other way, man. I'll put up the venues. I'll put the awards up for the kids. Me and you, Matt, can work on whatever you want, the type of awards, with the type of venue and everything like that. I'd love to do something together, man. I would love to.
Awesome, buddy.
hell
Well,
yeah. I just gotta
I
get it started
appreciate it,
now.
guys.
Take care.
No problem, man.
Thank
Take
you so
care.
much.
Have a good day, bud.
Have a good night.
Yep, you too.
All right. Well, that was an awesome cast of characters. One returning set of guests, two returning set of guests, rather, you yourself included. I gotta say, I'm excited for all the events that you have coming up and the things that are evolving with the Tri-state Armwrestling of New York. What other evolutions do you have going on? Do you have anything else going on that you want to share?
Yeah, I have something else that's going to pop up, I think, in October. I just don't know what date. Another tournament. And it's going to be same thing, trying to do it a little bit out of around the Poughkeepsie area. I think I'm going to go bring it to somewhere a little bit bigger, nicer, a bigger venue. I think a little bit more eye-opening. It's kind of what I wanted to do with the qualifiers, Arnold qualifiers, and I'm kind of in the mix of that. We still have it at the end of Belfield, but I think I'm waiting for someone to tell me that I can go to this other venue, and if I can, the Arnold qualifier is going to be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm kind of in the mixes between, trying to see if this can get done with the Arnold's qualifier, great, and then we'll do it there. If not, I'll leave it at the end at Belfield. But in October, then it's going to be big.
Looking forward to it, man. Looking
man.
forward to it. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I love all things that you're doing with this promotion. You have treated me not just like an athlete, but a human, a friend, and a comrade in all things arm wrestling and on and off the table, mind you. With all our daily conversations, you talk about, we talk to people daily. I think I talk to you, sometimes multiple times a day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm making the wife a little jealous, not gonna lie. So,
no, man. But yeah, good things.
It's greatly appreciated. Great things coming from you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you too, man. Great things are coming from you, man. From what I see, it's always positive, from the side of you. So I always want to keep positive, and good things are coming. Me and James Reed are talking about a couple things. I think I told you on the other flip side too. Testing at nationals, weed.
Yes, it will.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it will. If you place first or second, they're going to automatically test you, and if you pop for any of that, you get disqualified and stripped of that win. I actually asked about, I went and looked on their website and saw a whole bunch of things. I should probably get the link for that website and put it in the chat. You're following me on Facebook though. I'll send you the link that I found, and that way you can just shoot me a message to remind me, and that way you can see what they test for.
No shit.
So yeah, it's gonna be definitely gonna be a challenge because based off of what I've heard, the Nationals is a WAF affiliate promotion, and it qualifies you for Worlds with a WAF if you get first place. So they follow all the same WADA restrictions as any other entity that is a WAF promotion.
That's exactly what I was actually thinking. Exactly what David just wrote. I wonder how many guys are showing because of the testing. That's crazy. Even if it's legal, even if weed's legal in your state, you're still you still can't test.
Doesn't matter because this is a world level organization that does not cater. They can always go above the state or nation regulations to hold things at a higher standard, but they can never go below it.
Right. It's national, so it's going to be worldwide. So
exactly. It's a qualification process. So it's just raising the bar for true athletes that. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that anybody who does smoke or who does take something isn't a true athlete, but it's raising the bar for those athletes that want to maintain a reputation in the sport. And I think that it's important. I do think having a platform.
I believe so too. And what do you, so I'm thinking if they're going to test for weed, they're going to test for steroids.
They're going to test for steroids. They even diuretics. So if those guys who are trying to cut with diuretics, you're going to get yourself screwed over.
No shit.
Yeah. I looked into it and I was like, whoa. Like the banned substance list is fairly extensive, and
that's a yes for me, Dave.
But they're only testing the pros. just so you guys know.
I'll meet you right after weigh-ins, Dave. He's hilarious. He's too funny, dude.
But they once you get first or second, yeah, no. I'm out. Call me out for that one. I am done. Okay, here's that website. I'm gonna giving me a moment. I will make a QR code as Dave requested because I like QR codes. All right, Dave. I think they're cool. The idea of them are very cool. Forgive me. I enjoy doing them, and the idea of a QR code is just like, what the hell? Who came up with this like unique way of getting people to information?
You think you'd have a good super match with them, Dave, with Matt? I seen Dave pull, man. Dave pulled John Brownwell at Winter Blast.
Dave's a beast, especially if he's wearing short shorts. You know, whoever shows up gets screwed. So here you go. I posted the link there for anybody who wants to see the link. The forbidden substances. You guys never break during the stream. I'm done commenting. No, we don't break. We don't take breaks.
No,
no rest for the wicked. For those who are interested in finding out if there's a substance on there, check it out. That may or may break or make your deal. I know I am scot-free because I'm as clean as a whistle. And I'm looking forward to smashing anybody who shows up thinking they're stronger than me. Anybody.
His matches are quick. When he pulled after, it was one, the other. You think you think you'd have a chance of him at 220? Yeah, he is.
Hell yeah. I was at Cryo earlier today. Dude, my audio cut out right as soon as I went live this afternoon, and it cut out, and we had some killer one-liners coming out of us, and I was so upset when I found out that I had no audio, so I took it down. I was pissed. I was so pissed.
You are, though. You're like a cryo freak, bro. Every time I look, you're like, I'm in cryo.
It's like every 6 weeks, bro. It's like every 5 to 6 weeks. I know it sounds like, it may seem like it's a lot, but 5 to 6 weeks. The last time I went was just before the barbecue.
Nice.
Which was June 1st. So, yeah. It was like about 5 weeks ago. Oh, hey, what's up, Lucky Ones? Lucky Ones is in the house. What? So, guys, be sure to tune into the Lucky Ones podcast. It is the only all-females podcast arm wrestling show that I know of. I would love to see them grow. Maybe we could do like I know they did like a female only arm wrestling event down in Tennessee and in Texas, I think. Maybe we got to do something up like that up here in the Northeast because we got more people in this congested area than anywhere else in the States, right? So maybe we can, we can help them out and get their names out there a little bit more.
Absolutely.
We got Madison. We know Madison, right? Mm-hmm. We know Michelle. We got who else? Sabrina. There's some heavy hitter girls up here.
Definitely, I agree.
Get you linked up with them, Steve.
I should. I gotta actually. I'm putting speaking of, it's so crazy you're saying that. I'm actually putting a woman's amateurs and pros class in. It's gonna be. We just start. Me and James were just talking about it. I think it's gonna start at. I'm not sure if it's 154 to 176, and then 176. Because they're or open, or open class, So I have to see exactly what it's going to be, but that's going to be an idea, and I'm pretty sure. Me and James talked about it. He's going to be actually sponsoring the awards for the females at the Arnold's Classic Qualifier. So that's going to be awesome. So we are going to have a women's amateurs and pros class. So I don't want them to feel like, and kids are going to be pull for free too as well. So that's gonna be good. Yeah. But Dave, I got my eye on you, man. I'm thinking about you and Matt now, man. That's what I'm thinking about. I gotta see a match between you and him, what happened before. But I like to see the match around 225, 230. I think that'd be good.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Definitely reach out to Steve's Facebook. Lucky Ones. Let me see. Where are we? I can get your Facebook up there again. Check him out. Lucky Ones. Reach out to me if you haven't already.
Yeah,
you
please.
Can find out about his, and then the the event that you're gonna have the female classes. I'll show that as well.
Yeah.
That right there is where those classes are gonna be.
Arnold's Classic, and just keep in mind, ladies, Arnold's Classic. If you do come in first place, all right, and in pros, you will qualify and you will be in the Arnolds. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal.
That's huge.
Yeah,
that is huge.
Having something like that is underneath your belt. Have been in a qualifier, and then you go to Arnold's. Is are you kidding me? So that's why I'm thinking about changing. That's why I'm thinking about changing the venue. We have a really good venue. Don't get me wrong; it's a really good venue. But as soon as I got in touch with Chris and Will, and we started talking about Arnold's qualifier, that's when I was like, you know what? I'm thinking about upgrading this a little bit more. I'm thinking about doing this bigger than big. So it's gonna be good, man. Definitely.
I can't wait. I am so freaking fired up for your tournament, man. Because listen, I've only been to the after pull, and I love the energy that you're at the mic with. I love the energy that you carry that tournament, because you carried that energy when I was up there at the New York Arm Wars.
Yeah.
That thing was awesome. I was I came in at the tail end of people competing and pulling. And I was like, oh, man, I wish I got here 2 hours earlier, because I would be pulling. I'd be me up there enjoying that energy.
Yeah. Everybody was even saying, too, the announcing and everything. Brackets went by so fast. Steve Walker was there. It was doing a great job. Steve always does his whole family. They're phenomenal people. Tracy, Steve, Madison. So they were always helping me out with all the tournaments and everything like that. And, the vibe that Steve gives. Same thing with Tracy. David Shell helped me out with the brackets too as well. It's gonna be great. Those people and the vibe that they give off is just it's infatuating, man. It's like you want more of it. If you've ever had, a lot of people have had Steve ref one of your matches, or if you ever seen him match before, it's unbelievable, man. You get hyped from a level to, if you were at a fucking 5, you're at an 8 now. If you were at a 7, you're at a fucking 10. He puts you on a different level every single time, and it gets better and better and better. And then me having there announcing, and if you ever heard me announce, man, I think I'm pretty fucking good. And a couple of people always told me, come up to me, Steve, great job, never once stopped, and I don't. You know, I just to me, it's always constant. If I see something going off and the match is going on here and they're in a hook, you know, so I just love that shit, man. I fucking love it. I breathe it. I love it. You know what I mean? So it was great. It was really good. And brackets run really well. So the only thing that we're missing are women. So we need more women. And
I hear Madison. I hear Madison is, you know, we're gonna be seeing an appearance from her at more at the table. Yep. This upcoming summer. So absolutely. I'm looking forward to the crowd she brings because she's got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So look out, Lucky Ones. I know you had her recently on your podcast. Look out. She's a beast. She's an absolute beast at the table. Very strong woman. She's young and full of piss and vinegar. I look forward to seeing her kill it at the table this upcoming summer.
Yeah, man. She's a beast, man. I can't wait to see what she's gonna be in the future, you know, because she's only gonna go up from here. She's so strong. And she just got back into it. So she's got one of the best guys that can be literally telling her exactly what to do, how to do it every single step.
Steve Walker is one of the best coaches, refs, men in the sport at all time, in my experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Hands down.
Absolutely.
And like you were saying, reffing, listen, I've had probably about like a good maybe 24 of my matches reffed by that man. And I feel like I've leveled up every single time.
Yeah.
I've thoroughly enjoyed, you know, being a part of that competition that much more because, you know, he's very fair. He's honest. If you fuck up, even though you're his friend, he doesn't hold you to any different standard than the other guy standing across the table from you.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one of my favorite things about him.
Yeah, he really is great, man. He'll show her a lot of things. He shows everybody a lot of things, man. He's been one of those I want to say poles that really been holding up arm wrestling. You know, that you see him all over. He is all over the United States, Steve. I mean, he's been pushing it, and he's great for the sport, man. He really is.
Without a doubt.
I love fucking Dave. Look, Craigslist ad for women to join on the sport. He's all in.
Dave, no.
I'm not even gonna say that second one you put on there, Dave, because it's
bad Dave. Dave, you'd have a better chance getting your volleyball team on the sport. We just got to put you on the beach. Actually, you know what? Better than that. We'll put Dave on the beach in his short shorts, and all the ladies will be swooning to arm wrestle with him.
Yep. That'd be hilarious.
You might get a couple other, you know, unsavory characters as well, but
yeah, now I got my mind on Dave and Matt, to tell you the truth. Now I'm only thinking about Dave and Matt. That's all I'm thinking about right now is just Dave and Matt. To see either both of them as a super match or trying to find them either one a super match. You know what I mean? Because I was thinking about Bronwell for Matt, but Dave just went through John at Winter Blast. So if Dave went through John, then Matt will go through John. You know, Dave's a beast, man. Fun fact, Liam. That's funny.
No way.
That's too funny.
So, all right. I guess other than seeing you this weekend, brother, which I look forward to. Oh, by the way, my old man heard about, you know, where I'm going this weekend, and he's like, "You're planning on driving alone?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know, none of the guys were going to come out. They couldn't get off of work for whatever reason." He goes, Don't you think you need to like rest before you pull? Like, don't you want to rest?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "Let me come with you and I'll drive you there." And I was like, "No way." So you can see Papa Schwartzbear over there awesome, joining me.
I was thinking about maybe going in on Friday just so I don't have to drive on Saturday morning there, you know. But, you know,
if I had the ability to do so, I would have done so, but I couldn't afford the hotel. Otherwise, I would have planned on doing so. I like doing the weigh-ins the night before anyway, so then that way I can just get it done with, because that stress factor the day of. You know, I know as pros, we don't have to weigh in until.
No, I don't like driving like that.
I don't.
No, I don't
It's
like driving
in your own
like
head.
that. Yeah, I don't like driving like that because it's almost like you're on. I don't want to say you're uncomfortable, but you're uncomfortable. You're
You're
amped up. You really want to. So I might drive down there on Friday. I mean, and then just go in for weigh-ins, you know, and yeah, probably.
fair enough. Well, save me a seat.
I'll save you a seat, my man.
I think we're gonna call it a night. We've been at it for a little bit. Unless anybody, don't be able to split a hotel with me. I don't got money like that, man. My plan is to go there morning of. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Pros, they don't have to weigh in until 1:30, but because of the anxiety that I have about it, I probably will get there early. I'll be there like at 9 o'clock. So then that way I can eat and deal with my jitters and get rid of everything. And, not have to worry about anything about it.
Go down there Friday. I'll meet you. I'll see you down there, Dave. If you're gonna go down there Friday, yeah, I'll probably be there down there Friday because now that I'm thinking about it, man, it's what is it, a 2.5-hour ride, 3-hour ride, and
yeah, for me it's about the same.
Yeah, and it's just driving the 3 hours, and then like you weigh in, and it's just I hate having to be so anxious, right before all that shit and driving like that. It's just such a,
So I get to sleep on the way down, which is nice.
That's awesome.
So I'm leaving my house at around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm not going to get there at the crack of dawn, but also not going to wait until 1 o'clock to get there. Probably get there. Let's see. So I'll probably be there by 10:30. If I want to, I might leave a little earlier. But I'm going to be sleeping in the car right down there. I told my dad, like, if you're off for drive, I'm going to be sleeping. He goes, that's why I offered.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going. Like you said, yeah, I'll see you Friday. Weigh in and just get some food going. That's exactly what I'm thinking about doing then. And then, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, man. What time are you going, Dave? What time are you going to be down there on Friday? You know what time the weigh-ins are on Friday?
I did see a post recently. Give me a second, from Simon Barachoa that gives a breakdown of the schedule. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that poor man's name right. Forgive me. Friday night weigh-ins, all classes 2 to 5.
2 to 8, she put, I think.
2 to 5, 6 to 8.
2 to 5. I'll be there at 2. We're going to be there at 2 on Saturday or at 2 at? No, you're going to be at 2 on Friday.
On Friday, probably she'll be there.
Yeah,
she's coming from South. I think she's coming from. You're from Virginia, right? Because I met you down at the sit-downs nationals. That was, I guess, technically my first nationals. Well, actually, no. This is technically my first nationals. There's a NUWAY nationals. It was this, smaller nationals. It wasn't a bad one. Definitely a high energy event. Gotcha.
6 to 8 p.m. on Friday. Yeah, I'll be there earlier because if they're gonna probably do like a 1-8. I'll probably be there. You know what? No, I'll probably be there at the same time. So amateurs, same thing. Amateurs 154. It'll be every around like 2 to 8 or 1 to 6.
Yeah, I think it's all classes. It says. I'm looking at it right now. Weigh-in registration, all classes 7 to 10 on Thursday. Friday, it's going to be all classes 2 to 5 and 6 to 8. And then Saturday, that's the only time. Saturday's different times. The amateurs are 8 a.m. to 11.
Yeah, that's why I saw that on Saturdays. Yeah, I don't want to do that early shit. I'm going to go on Friday. I'm probably going to go on Friday afternoon or something like that.
Yeah, the for pros, it's 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., which is nice that they've extended that so you don't have to go straight to the venue and sit around and wait to compete. For those who are right there on, if I weigh myself Friday morning and I am underweight, then I'll show up later. If I am damn near close to weight, then I'm showing my ass earlier.
I'm gonna see exactly what I'm gonna weigh on Thursday. If I'm good on Thursday to weigh in, you know what I mean, Thursday morning, then I already know I'll just drive, Friday afternoon down there. It'll be down there just for weigh-ins.
Look at you ping ponging all over the Northeast. She's coming from Ohio, but she lives in Virginia.
Yeah, family
She's
reunion.
just going bing, 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 bing all over the place.
That's good though. Traveling.
That's good.
That's what I do, man. I go all over, man. Shit. I was just in Vermont. Then I went down to fucking what was it right after? Oh no, sorry. That was went to James Reed's Keystones and then went to Vermont. That's right. That was awesome. Both of them were awesome, actually.
That's a big trip right there.
Well, not from one to the other. It was from Keystones one week.
You went home and then you went there.
Then went to Vermont and then went home. Now going to fucking.
How long was the Vermont trip?
Oh man, it was long. It was like 5.5 hours. It was long. It was long. 5.5 hours. It was pretty fucking long. I flew down, and Garrett Tupper was just like, I messaged him. I said, "Hey, could you wait for me?" He's like, "What time are you gonna get here?" I was like, 12:30. I know you guys start like weigh-ins are done at 12, but I promise I'll be there. I'm just on my way down. I'm just caught in traffic right now. He's like, "If you'll be here at 12:30," I said, "Yep." He goes, "All right, no problem." So we waited. I got there. And he's like, "All your paperwork's done. All you got to do is just pay." I was like, "Oh, shit." I was like, "I gave my money." I was like, "Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man." It was like perfect. So, yeah, just made him weigh-ins. But same thing like that. I'm weighing at 165. I was going with guys with 176. It's not my class. You know what I mean? So I pulled, see what it was and everything else. But it was fun. You know what I mean? It was good. Either way, it was great to see all the guys there. You know what I mean? And just to talk to everybody there.
Speaking of weigh-in struggles, I have been like 1.5 pounds away, like on my way down to Keystones or New Jersey, because it takes me like 1.5 hours, 2 hours to get anywhere off the island. I have, on a hot summer day, loaded up on sweats, threw on the car heat in the middle of like the summer, mind you, just so I just sweated out all that weight and rushed my ass over from Long Island. Just so it can be like, as soon as they throw the scale down on the floor, like I helped them set up some of the tournament stuff. As soon as they throw the scale down, I hop on the scale and I make weight and I go and I just go buffet mode and just eat everything I possibly can.
I sweated out. I want to say, what was it on Keystones or Vermont? No, no, it was Keystone. So I knew I was over. So the night before, I was, I think, 2.5 or 3 pounds over, and I knew the next day I was driving. So I went upstairs and I got a heated blanket. I put my heated blanket on, and I literally slept all night. And I'm telling you, you've seen how hot it's been. And it was during Keystones.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you something. I sweat during the whole night, the whole fucking night. Oh my God, bro! I woke up. I felt like I was sick.
Puddle.
Oh my! Because
puddle.
I was in a puddle. If I was the whole bed was wet. I was drenched. I go in. I was like,
"Oh, what's up, Kong?
What's up, Kong? What's going on, big guy?" But yeah, same shit, man. And then I went in the shower, got out of the shower, and it was a hot shower too. Tried to sweat it out and everything else, and then fucking looked it down. I was like 0.8 over, and I was just like, I think I should be fine. I mean, I think I should be good. When I tell you I got on the scale and I was knocking back and forth over fucking 1 pound, and they're like, stay still. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't even fucking breathe, dude. Just made weight. But yeah, man. I hate cutting weight like that, dude. It's too much, bro. I'd rather
It's too much. It takes some of the joy out of it too, in my opinion. Some people enjoy it though. There's some people who actually like are thrilled by that journey. Like, oh, I can lose 20 pounds one day, and then like the next day gain 10. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm no spring chicken. I'm 37 years old. Mm-hmm. My body does not like that fluctuation. Sure, my heart definitely doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm cutting it different now. You know what I mean? That's why I'm just eating chicken and stuff, and I'm just trying to eat light, for now and just take it like that. Not eat too much, not even eat anywhere near as much as I usually eat. You know what I mean? So but I shouldn't even eat as much as I usually eat. I should just, you know, eat a little bit more healthier anyway. So this will help me out a little bit. I lose 14
pounds in 1 week. Jesus
I can't
Christ.
even, yeah, no, I think the most I can do in a week would probably be.
Oh, you were sick because no, hang on, he was sick.
Oh,
he was sick. So that's not fair, man.
Yeah, that's different. When you're sick, I'll lose like 25% of my body weight when I'm sick. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's different.
Forgive the phrase, but I look Ethiopian when I get that kind of sick, man. I lose all the weight,
Yep.
all the water weight, all.
Yep, white. You know what I mean? Don't have any muscle. You know what I mean? So yeah, no.
Yeah.
But this is a little
eyes sunken in, everything. Look like I'm knocking on death's door.
Cheeks are all, you know.
Yeah.
Something. I know, man. I get it.
All right. Well, I think it's time to call it a night. We've been at this for a little bit. And I know we're going to try and do that about 20, 30 minutes ago, but we always have so many good topics to talk about. I always enjoy spending time with you live. Yep, appreciate everyone tuning in for as long as they had. If you haven't already, check out the description below. We talked with the High Five Club about their Arnold qualifiers, the Arnolds, and the progression to Knuckles Up. We talked about with Matt Fish about the high school arm wrestling team that he started up, bringing this sport we all love to the youth to help grow the sport, as well as provide the youth with a really positive, outlet for energy and athleticism, and to show that there is a progression in the sport like the High Five Club. And then also we spoke with Steve Fernandez, because as a great promoter of the sport and a puller, that is, truly making some big waves. And, make sure you tune into his New York Smoke series, the Supermatch series that he's got coming up next month, as well as in September. In September, the qualifier for Arnold's.
Yep.
All the links are down below in the description. They're also in the video if you watched it earlier. They're all the QR codes. You can scan it with your phone. Follow this man. Like, share, and follow me on YouTube. Send me messages on Facebook and everything. Let's get a flex for the crowd.
Yeah. Can't wait, man.